Now, tonight, early voting is now underway ahead of next Tuesday's Georgia runoff coming up. We'll bring you the very latest from this critical election. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, will get his take on it. Plus, stunning new scenes out of China. Look at that. Protesters now taking to the streets against the country's oppressive communist dictatorship, risking life and limb. Some demonstrators, by the way, echoing Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. People are bravely calling for President Xi to be removed from power. Joe Biden, of course, missing in action, nowhere to be found, not standing up for the freedom fighters in China. Now, the self-proclaimed defender of democracy, I guess he can't be bothered to weigh in. Now, for months, we have seen a similar level of moral cowardice from Biden when it came to Iran. The Iranians have been protesting. We have the video for months after one woman was murdered for not properly wearing her headscarf. But Joe Biden, great champion of women's rights, doesn't seem to care. Even the cowardly UN, they're speaking out against the mullahs, but not Joe Biden. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, the administration is now supplying Ukraine with weapons and ammunition, but President Biden rarely speaks out in support of the anti-war movement that is actually growing inside of Vladimir Putin's Russia. And tonight, we actually have a moment in history where the new axis of evil, China, Russia, Iran, are all facing serious crises from within, and yet Biden eerily silent. There is no tear down this wall moment from Joe Biden. There are no powerful speeches about liberty and justice abroad and freedom, not even a kind word here or there for those that are risking their lives in the name of liberty. And why is that? Well, for starters, Joe Biden wants something from each one of these tyrannical governments, and that means he's weak, and that means he's allowed himself and our country to be unnecessarily compromised because of his mysterious reluctance and resistance to getting our own energy here domestically. And by the way, we have trade deals when he wanted the Iranian nuclear pact. Why? So, what, we're going to make the mullahs in Iran rich again? You know, it's also perfectly, normal, I guess, to wonder if Biden's family syndicate and their shady international business deals are playing a role. But make no mistake, when Joe Biden wants something, his deeply held principles, his morals, they go right out the window. Because he once accused, remember, the Saudi Arabian crown prince, MBS himself, of murdering journalist Jamal Khashoggi and vowed to treat the kingdom like a pariah nation. But then gas prices went up, and Biden traveled all the way to Saudi Arabia, got on his hands and knees to beg MBS to pump more oil. And by the way, they said no. And then even worse, Biden asked a judge to grant the Saudi crown prince legal immunity. Not only did they deny his request to increase output, they decreased output, and then they told the American people the truth. Joe asked them to withhold that announcement till after the midterm election. Oh, that'd be a quid and a pro and a quo. Now that he's given MBS immunity, well, lo and behold, Saudi Arabia, they're now considering to increase OPEC's oil production. But it's not a quid pro quo if you're a Democrat or Joe Biden. And by the way, it's not only Saudi Arabia. Breaking this weekend, Biden lifted sanctions on Venezuela and granted energy giants Chevron permission to restart oil production inside the murdering dictator thug Maduro's socialist hellhole. Now, whether it's Russia, China, Iran, Saudi Arabia, OPEC, or Venezuela, Joe wants deals with America's enemies, brutal dictatorships that murder opponents, shun all human rights, all decency in the civilized world, and, by the way, are probably the producers of the dirtiest oil, gas, and energy on the planet. Joe Biden, think about this, kills the Keystone XL pipeline, restricts all domestic drilling permits, blocks oil exploration on federal lands, kills the Anwar deal, all in the name of the environment, but he's now expanding oil production in Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, and probably eventually Iran. These are countries with dreadful environmental track records. And by the way, today our very own Peter Doocy, he asked the question about this very issue. Take a look.
On the sanctions relief for Venezuela, why is it that President Biden would rather let U.S. companies drill for oil in Venezuela than here in the U.S.?
That's not an accurate take on the president's view.
Earlier this month, he said no more drilling. There is no more drilling. Does the president think there's some benefit to the climate to drill oil in Venezuela and not here?
No, it has nothing to do with a benefit to the climate, Peter.
Tell me the difference, the impact on Mother Earth if you drill for it here or drill for it anywhere else. Anyway, he's about right. It's not about the environment. Joe Biden doesn't really care about climate change. He's not the champion of human rights and democracy he claims to be. Doesn't value high-paying blue-collar American jobs. He's compromising our national security, abandoning high-paying career jobs in the energy sector. He's calling all of us to pay higher costs to fill our gas tanks. And wait till you get your heating bill this winter. It's going to be much higher than it used to be. And this is a massive cause of our record high inflation. Now, it all connects together. And sadly, nothing means anything to Biden. He really only cares about politics. And like every other slimy politician, he's just kind of lying his way around life. So tonight, if you're really worried about the climate, you're really worried about pollution, if you really care about Mother Earth, you might want to re-examine your support for Joe Biden because his policies have actually increased pollution. We do it cleaner, we do it faster, we do it cheaper. For example, drilling for oil in Venezuela and in the Middle East is far worse for the climate than producing it right here at home. Transporting that oil and gas on ships and trains is worse for the environment than pumping it through the Keystone XL pipeline. We'd be getting 900,000 barrels of Canadian oil a day if we finished it. We could have finished it over a year ago. And signing on to that ridiculous Paris Climate Accord, well, that gives China and India a free pass to pollute pretty much as they want, because while we're paying billions of dollars, those countries are classified as developing nations, and they do absolutely nothing to improve the environment or our economy, and we're bearing the brunt, and we happen to be doing it cleaner than everybody. And as we speak, this country is barreling toward a period of economic doom. Inflation remains at a 4-decade high. 2/3 of the American people are now living paycheck to paycheck. Interest rates continue to climb. 401ks are tanking. And now, as we've been predicting, home values are beginning their collapse. So are we on the verge of a very, very deep recession with no soft landing in sight, or is something even maybe worse? I hope not. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.